Deep in the heart of a lush green forest, there lived a tiny squirrel named Sammy. Sammy had the softest grey fur and the fluffiest tail you could ever imagine, but Sammy wasn't like the other squirrels. While the others leapt bravely from tree to tree, Sammy was afraid of heights. "I'll just gather my acorns on the ground," Sammy would say to himself, avoiding the towering trees. His friends often teased him. "How can you call yourself a squirrel if you won't climb trees?" they laughed. Sammy would shrug and continue gathering his acorns near the roots. One day, the forest grew very still. The birds stopped singing, the deer stopped grazing, and the squirrels stopped playing. Something was wrong. A loud, growly roar echoed through the trees. It was Benny the bear stomping around with his enormous paws, sniffing out food. The squirrels quickly scrambled up the trees to hide, all except for Sammy. He froze, his paws clutching his tiny pile of acorns. "Sammy, climb up!" shouted his best friend Rosie from the safety of a high branch. "I can't," Sammy squeaked, his legs trembling. Benny the bear spotted Sammy and began to lumber closer. Sammy's heart pounded. What could he do? Suddenly, he remembered the hollow log nearby where he had often hidden his acorns. Summoning every ounce of courage, Sammy darted toward the log, his tiny paws moving like lightning. "Hey, Mr. Bear!" Sammy called out from inside the log. "Bet you can't catch me!" Benny growled and stuck his paw into the log, but it was too big to fit. Sammy scampered out the other end, and Benny spun around, confused. Sammy zigzagged through bushes and under branches, leading Benny farther and farther away from the other animals. Finally, Benny got tired. "Too much running," he grumbled, plopping down under a tree. Sammy quickly dashed back to the clearing, where the other animals were safe. "You saved us, Sammy!" Rosie cheered, giving him a big hug. All the squirrels clapped their paws and chattered excitedly. Sammy beamed with pride. He might not have climbed trees, but he had shown that bravery comes in many forms. From that day on, Sammy was no longer teased. He was known as the bravest little squirrel in the forest.